Okay, welcome back. So this time around, we're going to see how we can SSH into the Raspberry Pi. Using SSH method, we can remotely access the Raspberry Pi desktop, access the terminal, whatever we intend to do. So in doing that, I'm going to be using PuTTY configuration software here. So let me show you how to get it online. All you need is go to Google and then you type in or go to your browser at putty.org site here. Then you click here to download. So the moment you click here, it downloads on your system and then you install it. You're going to have it opened the way you're seeing this now. So already we know that we have an IP address that we are meant to connect to on the Raspberry Pi. But for reference sake, I'm going to open IP scanner once again. So this is IP scanner. This is my gateway here. How did I know that I'm meant to scan from this point to this point? All I did is on my laptop in my CMD, because I'm using Windows. So just type ipconfig here. Enter. So the moment you do that, you can see the default gateway. So this is my default gateway, 192.168.43.1. Okay, so this default gateway becomes my starting point where I'm going to scan from, and I'm going to end at 43.250. So you can decide to use 200. The maximum is 255. So when I click on scan, it's going to tell me all the available network, all the available devices connected to the same network as my own laptop. So because I already know that the Raspberry Pi is connected to the same network as my system, I expect to find it here. So you see scanning, you see scanning, you see scanning. So let's allow it to continue scanning until it finds Raspberry Pi. Can you see that? We've seen Raspberry Pi here. So I can actually stop it because I'm just interested in this alone. So currently we are meant to use 192.168.43.140 to remotely access the Raspberry Pi. So this is the number we're going to work with. Now these are PuTTY here. Then we also need one other software that is very important to enable us view the desktop. If you do not have that software, you can only view the terminal. First of all, let me just view the terminal and you see how easy is it to access. So I'm going to type in the IP address of the Raspberry Pi here. So in our PuTTY here, so 192.168.43.140. Then click open. So it's telling me, do I want to? So I'll say yes, I trust. So the user name is Pi. Enter. The password is Raspberry. Enter. Good. Can you see we are in right now? We are currently in our Raspberry Pi terminal. As you can see, we are already in. But this is not the kind of view that we desire to have. We want to view the desktop. So I'm going to close this. Yes, I'm going to close the section and open PuTTY once again. So that's PuTTY here. So I'm going to download the other software that we need. So just go to Google and type MobaxTerm free download, and that's it here. When you click this, it opens. Then click the installer version here. So when you click it, it begins to download. So I'm going to so it's done downloading. So after downloading it, make sure you extract it. So this is the extracted folder. So I can now install it. Double click. So it's installing. Next. Accept. Next. Install. So our MobaxTerm is currently installing on our laptop. It's currently installing. Yes. So finish. So it's done installing. So we are done installing MobaxTerm. So the next thing we are going to do is to go to our PuTTY. Don't also forget our IP. So in our PuTTY, I'm going to enter 192.168.43.140. That's the IP. Then we have to click on SSH here. So in SSH, we must ensure that our X11 here, we enable X11 forwarding. Don't forget to do that. Make sure you come to X11 here and enable X11 forwarding. So I'm going to click open. So Pi, enter Raspberry, enter. Like I made a mistake in the password. Okay, we are in. So I'm going to open my MobaxTerm here. MobaxTerm. Sorry, I'm using the wrong spelling. So I click on MobaxTerm here. So it's opening. Right now we've been able to log in on the terminal. So for us to be able to view the desktop remotely, we need the MobaxTerm to help us achieve that. There are a lot of softwares that you can also integrate in your SSH to do that. So we're going to use MobaxTerm to achieve it. So that's it here. So I'm going to click on so SSH, the host name is Pi, and sorry, this is where we put the IP address. So 192.168.43.140. Then here we'll put so you just enter by typing Pi, enter, password Raspberry, enter. You want to save password? Yes, I would like to save it. Okay. I'm going to use a master password here to save our password. So right now we are in. And not just that we are in, we can view our Raspberry Pi files here. Can you see that? So So for us to be able to use PuTTY and also view the desktop, we need to install Xming. So you just to get it, you just type Xming on Google and click on this. it opens, you click on download, then you begin installation. So currently I'm installing it now. So next, 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 next. I would like to see the icon on my desktop. So I'm going to now install. After installing, I will just launch it. So right now Xming should be have installed. So I'm going to click on Xming here. It's already installed on my system.